You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. Feel the hit. Feel the freshness.
Happy days, family. How you doing? I hope you all had a beautiful week. And it's your girl, the lovely Irritan Longoria on Let's Pop with Irritan this beautiful Monday. It's April 21st. But before we move forward, remember to download our app on the Google Play Store and stream on www.blackhotfatradionnetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fat Radio logo on it. We have 4 different categories of the supplements, the beauty, natural vitamins, and the beverages. Remember, you gotta live healthy this year to basically enjoy your manifestation. But also, we have apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fat Radio logo on a t-shirt, beanie hats, and also sandal fight. And now we do basically have bags. So whatever is into your liking. Before we move forward with the conversation, China-U.S. trade war, U.S. closing embassies in Africa, tariffs actually raising up or basically being increased, and also a conversation here in the 254 Nairobi, Kenya with Erickson Odhiambo, also known as political pundit. Thank you again for being here. It's been a minute or a moment, but divine timing, as we always say. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Overton.
Alrighty, before we move forward, I'm going to play or share one of the supplements we do have on our website to give you a niche of what we definitely do have people for you to basically order whatever is into your liking.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Only $23.90. Super affordable. You can definitely afford that because you're gonna live healthy. I don't know what you're taking. I'm taking Seymour's and Moringa. So family, download our app on the Google Play Store. It's super free on the Android device. If you're using the iPhone or your laptop, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. But welcome to Let's Walk with Irritan again. Always talking about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves because we are the change we need to see in the world. And today I have an amazing guest who will definitely lead the conversation of the day regarding what has been happening mostly in the 254. We had that altercation, or basically kind of like a protest going on with the high school girls, Acres of War, which actually was blocked, and it brought a lot of chaos in the government. And political pundit was one of the individuals, I believe, as you said earlier, you were in that meeting that I believe they're trying to talk about it or bring measures into term regarding what really happened. And I would love you to actually come in and talk about more about that, and also the 2027 election, because we see the opposition party has already been made. Different parties from different prior parties have come together to actually create the opposition parties, and their main agendas are in regards to, will they pick one leader from there to be like an opponent during the 2027 election. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So I'm glad to be here. It's been a minute. Because of time, I will quickly delve into the Echoes of War.
Okay.
By Butere Girls. Mm-hmm. So what happened is that this is just a way of the regime trying to muzzle the voice of the people. Because we remember the same happened in 2013 with the same script of a play called Shackles of Doom. So from history, the history of Kenya and around the world, I can mention countries like Nigeria, we've had people like Femi Kuti who have spoken through music. In Kenya, we've had
Okay.
Ngungi wa Thiong'o, who in the post-colonial era flee Kenya because he was just trying to sensitize people on what is happening in government with "I will marry when I want."
Okay.
Um, Now, recently, we've had most recently "Echoes of War" by Butere Girls, and the the key person who was the director of the play is a former UDA confidant, a former Secretary General of the ruling party,
Right.
former Senator Cleophas Malala. So I think for me, first of all, it was shameful and really low. The government went really low. Whoever in whichever part of government that initiated that attack on our young people who are actually going to be voters in 2027,
Mm-hmm.
because they just wanted to express what is happening in the country through satire and through creative arts. So I think that is muzzling the voice of these young people.
Mm-hmm.
We already know the problems facing Kenya. We are seeing them. So in fact, the government has made this play a bigger issue,
Right.
has made it not a bigger issue, has really popularized it
Mm-hmm.
in a manner which would not have been popularized if it just went to through the process of the music festival.
Right.
So for me, I think on that, a big E for the government of the day, because first of all, this is a play that is part of the process of the same education sector that the
Mm-hmm.
government of the day is supposed to support. So it doesn't make any sense. You're altering your own curriculum that you're supposed to
Right.
carry forward, and then you bring in the issue of politicizing the young people, which is not the case.
Before you move
Creative.
forward, I'm sorry, you mentioned something about the educational system, but coming back to that, we understand that educational system was not meant to work for us. And that's why I feel like Echoes of War is supposed to awaken a lot of young individuals or even kids in school. And that's what they don't want because everything that is in the educational system in regards to what we're supposed to read and study and implement is everything that has been designed to actually colonizers, you know, in terms
I,
of a mindset.
I will look at it in that context and in another context that is alive to the reality that we live in today.
Okay.
You have seen that the junior secondary school classes are not there. The teachers have not been hired.
Okay.
Capitation fund is not being released. So I agree with you to an extent, but it's a bigger problem that even than even just colonization of the mind, because we're seeing the education system, which is supposed to shape and mold like hot iron the people who are going to be now come to the work
Mhm.
are going to be dispensed from universities, technical institutes, and even high school to come to the workforce area are not being empowered in any way by either skills or intellect. So I think that's a big problem.
Right.
It's one of the things that I think Kenyans are really looking at. You can throw in SHA, you can throw in all sectors of government that are not functioning, basics like health, education, that we are giving the scorecard of the government is looking very bad by itself. No one is even trying to paint it. It is
Hmm.
a living it's a living example because Kenyans are experiencing these challenges every day with government institutions. Yeah.
Right. So definitely you agree with me that Echoes of War was being fought because it's basically talking about everything that is going wrong in the government of Kenya. And we also saw the
Yes,
same happening in
yes.
Nigeria when an artist called Edris Abdul Karim actually singing about the insecurity and the bad governance of Nigeria. It happened like a spiral, Philippe or momentum. After Echoes of War a few days ago, we had Abdul Karim talking about, singing about the incompetence of his government.
Yeah, you see, what you've noticed is like a regime that is afraid, a regime that is trying to protect an image that is not there anymore will behave like this. It will go after its children. When a hyena wants to eat its children, it says that it starts smelling like a sheep. See? Um, so I think we all know, I will not take so much time on that because we all know that
Right.
this regime has failed in all sectors, public service, service delivery, even infrastructure. Nothing is happening. We're already two and a half years. They're just relaunching and relaunching the same projects that were there in the last dispensation, in the last administration. So Echoes of War was a very sad story for the regime of the day because it has already pitted the students, and not only the students of Butere girls, all the students of Kenya against this government. So, for those who are finishing and they will get a chance, hopefully, to participate in the coming up elections, they will express their anger through the ballot, which we all know which way it will go. So
Right.
that's one. Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, before we move forward to the forming of the opposition parties, we saw that the director of the play, Cleophas Malala, was one of the members of the UDA, and I believe maybe from my conclusion, he knew a lot of that was literally going on in the government, and coming from him. Definitely, everything he wrote, or basically the play, I believe will definitely talk a lot about what has been going on. Do you think that's so? Because he was assaulted at this nightclub and also his car was vandalized. So is it like a threat to actually it's a threat to actually shut him up, right?
You're very right, and if you look at the moment, so we have the Cleophas Malala Echoes of War.
Yeah,
Number two, we have the former Deputy Governor Gashagwa Chronicles.
right.
Three, we have JB Muturi tapes. So it seems like this government is falling apart, and everyone was part and parcel. Is
Hmm.
spilling the beans. All the secrets are being let out of the bag, which is
Right.
it is actually very dangerous, and it destabilizes the status quo of the Kenya Kwanza administration. So yeah, you're right on that, and all this information, some of it people might say it is false or a lie, or it's a comeback kind of strategy. But I believe that these people fell out because of corruption.
Okay.
They disagreed on sharing the loot, and it has come out very well. Yeah, it has
Hmm.
come out very well. I will tell you that because I think for me,
Right.
having participated in elections for long, and politics
Hmm.
for some time now, for not for that long, these people disagreed on the loot,
Okay.
and now they're coming out to air out their dirty linen, which is helpful for Kenyans because I think for those people who are coming out, he who does not change his mind is a fool, but he who changes his mind, I mean, we're ready to listen to them. We're ready
Right.
to make sure that this never happens in any administration because they're denying this generation and future generations what they deserve in this country to thrive.
Alrighty, because
Yes.
we've also seen a few weeks ago, actually last week, when Matangi's house was raided, and also we had, I believe, it's the governor of, is it Turkana also? There was a raiding going on, and it's Wamatangi said that it's because he's actually competent in his county, and they're trying to actually dirt his name. And he said that's how politics is, because we definitely know that if you don't agree to what they actually want you to bend to, they'll definitely do everything to dart your name. Would you actually want to talk more about what really happened regarding Wamatangi's rating? Because we know the
So,
elections are coming up right now, and they might try to actually sway in and out people who might be a threat as we move on to the forming of the opposition parties.
so the Omatangi case is a very, very peculiar and special case because, as for me, the way I look at it as a person who believes in the Constitution, it is a it is a failure of both the electorate and Wamatangi as a leader, because we saw his supporters, supposed supporters, don't know if they were given something
Yeah.
small, going in front of the EACC saying that he's being persecuted. But what is persecution? What on you live in this country? Do you have 12 million lying around in your house? Do you have
No.
$20,000 lying around in your house? This is a public officer, and in public office, you're supposed to bring dignity to this public office, which means being accountable. So I blame the few supporters who were there, because they are singing the slogan of Mwizi Wetu, which is very backward, and I think it's something that we should stop in this country. People who steal and poke their fingers into public coffers need to be held accountable. I also need to call out EACC. Questioning these people is not enough. They need to be taken as examples and prosecuted. That is also enough evidence, and actually sentenced jail terms. That will start changing the idea. We have seen a former governor was jailed, and now people are starting to really, be upbeat about what they're doing. In Turkana, it was not the governor; it was county staff. And yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, why would you have 2 million lying around in your car? I mean, majority of Kenyans don't even have 200 shillings in their bank accounts, even M-Pesa. So, what is the source of this money? To be very sincere, if you look at what the offices they hold in this dispensation, which is public office, it means that they have either gotten this money as bribes, or they have directed money that was meant to do something for the people. And instead of it benefiting the people, it is benefiting an individual and a few cronies. And it is very wrong, because we have seen, I've seen a very popular comedian going to Turkana, and it's a sad state as a county. Uh, in this day and age, in the 21st century, in 2025, kids don't have classes. It's a very sad affair. Some of them are walking half naked, without clothes and shoes. You point that out, and you put it against what you see county official moving around with such kind of money in such a place. And it is logic. We have gone to school, I think, properly, and we know that that is ill-gotten money. So
All right.
I think for my case is a bit different. Like I've explained,
Right.
let the governors be held accountable. Public money should be used for public good, not for personal good and self-aggrandise. I mean, that is not ideal for me, and that's how the Constitution spells out very well as you take oath of office.
Alrighty. Thank you for your opinions on that. But also disagreeing to agree. We'll see that everybody who goes against the president, there's always something like a plant. They plant these things in your house, knowingly or unknowingly, with the police coming in. But as we move forward with the opposition parties, are you a part of the opposition parties, Mr. Erickson?
So yes, I'm a part of the opposition party.
Which
Like I
is
told you, I am part of DAP Kenya, Democratic
okay.
Action Party of Kenya, and we are forming a coalition with the immediate former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. We are forming the coalition with Martha Karua. We are forming a coalition with my party leader is Eugene Wamalwa, who is also a principal. We're forming the coalition with Kalonzo Musyoka, and we're forming a coalition with we're welcoming Matiangi to the team,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it and
So
and
that's right
any other
in
and
Kenya.
any other yes, and any other young person, Gen Z or millennial, who thinks they're fit to be president, they're welcome to bring their ideas on the table. Yeah,
Mm,
because like I told you, I want to debunk something. Yeah,
okay.
I've seen a lot of Gen Z and millennials um, saying that they cannot vote in any of these people. They have a constitutional right to do that, and also these people have a constitutional right to participate in politics. But what I'm asking the young people, and I've been asking young people, I'm a young person too, and I vied in the last election. I was actually a candidate in the last election. What I'm asking young people, we've always been. It's not a surprise. It's not a magic that all of a sudden we are majority. In 2022, in 2017, we were 75% of the population from 18 to 35. In 2022, the same. In 2027 general election, our population will remain the same. We form 75% of the population. And Gen Z are forming a population of they are the very, very bright people and fellow countrymen and women who were born between the year 1997 to which year? 97 to 2012. My clarion call, you cannot ignore this constituency because we are young people. But what I've seen is, and what I really need to make clear is that what us young people lack is organizing ourselves properly. By now, I've not seen any young person who has said, okay, fine, let's form a political party and forward a presidential candidate, lady or gentleman. I've not seen any young person. The very good young people that I saw just enjoyed the fame after the 25th June. They were there. I'm telling you something, Ewaton, and I'm telling all the viewers. For you, even to vie for an MCA seat, you need to organize resources. You need to have people protecting your vote in every polling station. You need to have a team, a secretariat. You need to be in a political party that will nominate you, clear your papers in IEBC that is just yet to be formed.
Right.
That's another problem we have. And it's another thing that we are foreseeing it being delayed so that the election can be postponed. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So what I'm telling young people is you cannot claim that you will you'll find an ideal candidate and support them, and you don't know the structure of government in Kenya. Let me talk about someone that I really look up to and like his ideas. I like the track record of Maraga. I like the track record of Senator Okiya Mtata. But let me give you, let me give my fellow countrymen and youth some bitter pills to swallow as we move forward. In the structure of the Kenyan constitution and structure of government, which is a presidential government, we saw BBI and the Bomas report trying to make it a hybrid system. In Kenya, you cannot win the presidency without having members of parliament and county assembly and governors. That is the problem we had in Meru, because the former governor won the seat on an independent ticket, but the political affiliated MCAs won through political formations that formed majority in the county assembly. How are you going to whip people to back your manifesto, back your ideas, if you are solo as the head, but you don't have the body that should function? That is what happened in I think 2005. I don't remember very well. I was still in school when Kibaki fired the whole cabinet, because ODM joined parliament as majority. He was the president with PNU, but with minority.
Okay.
So the structure, the reality that we need to organize as young people moving forward is make sure that we understand the political landscape of Kenya. You cannot become the president of Kenya and you don't command any numbers in parliament. So what I would advise the candidates who are coming on board, They should organize a purpose vehicle, that a political purpose vehicle that will encourage young people who will offer themselves for leadership under their banner. If that does not happen, like day or night, these candidates will not become president. I hope you understand me from until there.
Following you. Yes.
I also wanted to mention something.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, in the political in Kenya, we have some very big names that you cannot ignore. Number one is Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and we
Okay.
have the current president Dr. William Ruto. We respect them. From my interactions with the political world, with the political underworld of this country, the political infrastructure that these people have built over 50 years cannot be undone by us young people saying Ruto must go. How can it be undone? We need to be intentional in taking power, having these constitutional offices. How do you do that? We need to vie for the seats. How will you inspire hope and inspire patriotism to people who are abroad and within to support you, because you need resources. I vied in the last election, not even for bribing anyone. You need resources. You need to campaign. You need to talk to people. You need resources to campaign.
Right.
As a young person, as a Gen Z, how will they even raise 100,000 to pay subscription in a political party? If the political party gives them that ticket for free, how will they move around? How will they coin a manifesto? So what I'm trying to say is that we want change in this country. I, for one, have been lobbying for change in this country, but we need to do it in an organized way. We need to do
Right.
it in an organized way. If you can't form a political party, join a political establishment that you relate with the ideology. Then from there, work your way to that constitutional office and do justice by it, and show the people of Kenya that actually change can come from us young people within. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much for that, because I can be in concurrent with you in regards to that, because I believe we had a lot of activities at the time, and right now we don't really hear from them during that was during the last finance bill. Most of them are a little bit quiet, but also we have a lot of YouTubers, I can say TikTokers, oh my gosh, who are basically always voicing their opinions out. But you understand also there's been a lot of abductions going on when you talk about anything that's going on with the government. And we know that this generation will always give their opinion regarding what's really happening. And we've seen a lot of threats taking place and a lot of people being abducted just from nowhere. And the fact that you're giving an opinion or actually talking about what went down becomes you're being targeted for that, you know.
So Waton, I will not sit here and pretend that I support forced abductions,
Right.
killings, and disappearances. And we have seen bodies turning up. I was one of the people who was very vocal about hashtag release all these people. We even tried. We went to court, tried to by dint of the constitution, we directed the courts to do a habeas corpus, where you should produce someone in court, whether they're dead or alive, so that we know if they did something wrong according to the law or not.
But we
So
definitely
that
know
is what
that the judicial system is aligned with the government still. So
exactly. Yes,
nothing ever goes on, even though it's taken to
we have
court.
seen. But we have seen it function, because you saw that the protest letters from very senior councils like Professor PLO Lumumba, Dr. Gigi Karaoke, who said that we can have a failed executive, but we cannot have a failed judiciary.
That's a fact.
So yeah, so I think the judiciary has tried. I'm not giving it a score of 100 over 100, but
Okay.
it has been there. But what I was saying about forced abductions and disappearances is that it is very sad. Those were someone's children. Those were our brothers and sisters. Those are the new, those are what we call our new heroes. We had the heroes back then when we were not born, and we really respect them, and we have erected statues in respect of them, and we hold national holidays and called out Dedan Kimathi. I think the 60 something people, 82 people who disappeared, some of bodies were found, some were never found. I will start with Rex Masai.
Right.
There was also my namesake Erickson Mutiso. The list can go on long and long and long. I think that anyone who takes government should dedicate June 25th as a national holiday to celebrate these heroes who did something that has not been done after the second liberation, when we had the repeal of Section 2A of the Constitution for multi-party democracy. 25th June was a historical day in this country, and these young people were very courageous individuals who decided to give their life and blood for freedom.
Right.
We saw them being taken away with flags. They were wrapped in flags, and it's not something that we should take for granted. Just before we finish on that, I also vouch for forming of a tribunal.
Okay.
Like you remember, we had the Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Tribunal that is gathering dust in government libraries. I think we should have a tribunal to investigate who exactly abducted these people, those who lost their lives, so that we can have national healing. You know, what on if we don't have the social fabric of this country will never be the same again if these people, this story of abductions and forced disappearances and killings is just swept under the rug. That is why when the former Attorney General, former Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, said that I want to tell the president I will not attend cabinet meetings, JB Muturi, until you tell us where these young people are, until you tell us why my son was abducted. An answer never came from government. Civil societies have asked the same question. Numbers are not matching. Civil society will have 200 disappearances. The government will say it's only 40 or 60 who disappeared and died. We cannot move forward without national healing. National healing is for people's hearts and minds to be at ease, for them to feel like they belong to this country and they are equal. You know, everyone is equal in this country. There's no one who is superior over the other. We all enjoy the human rights as enshrined in the Constitution equally. There's no one who's supposed to enjoy it differently. So I think that's one of my recommendations, hoping that I will get to Parliament and try and make these changes in Kenya. Yeah, we need a renaissance of leadership and conduct of the political class.
And the system, because I believe we've been seeing a lot of reshuffling in the cabinet secretarial's position. And I believe before we move forward, as I said earlier, if you're not in agreement with the government, you're being scraped off. And we've been seeing a lot of reshuffling happening like in weeks and months. And we can understand why. Before we move forward, I'm going to share this video in regards to the judicial system to see if you're going to agree with it, because I believe the judicial system is such a benefactor to this government and the government of Kenya. But if it's not siding with us, it means we don't have a government, you know. Let's listen in.
We want to educate Kenyans that you do not pay anybody to facilitate the services that we render in the judiciary. The filing fees are paid electronically, and you should not pay anybody in the registry, and no judge or magistrate has asked for any money to facilitate the case. And these are the cases we are discouraging. But we really require the cooperation of the public, because I'm told it's a culture that you give something in return. The court is not a sanctuary, it's not a church, it's not a mosque where you take a donation, where you take a tithe. A court, you go for justice, and justice is not for sale. That is a message to the Kenyans.
That's regarding Chief Justice Comey orders crackdown on jesting brokers, swindling Kenyans on the corridors of courts. And also, you've talked about the Gen Zs literally taking their votes in. And we had Kalwale talking about that. I'm looking for that video right away before we move forward. But we see, in regards to swindling of what do you call it, in the judicial survey, that has been happening for quite a long time for someone to win a case, you know. So do we need to change? It's not even a question. We need to change the individuals who are there in these positions, because they're literally there for their own benefit, not for the people who are actually in dire need of help. Mr. Erickson.
So what you've said is makes a lot of sense, and there's a lot of frustration sometimes with the judicial system, because number one, I'm not here to talk on behalf of the judicial system, because I'm just a Kenyan who pays taxes and wants justice when I have something that is that has affected me and needs the court as an arbitrator.
Yeah.
But number one, you've seen that the judiciary has been underfunded. Most of the money remains to the executive, and the few bad fruits that were in the judiciary, we saw very senior counsels calling them out, and some of the judges have actually gone home. Yeah,
Right.
Some are under investigation. Some were told to retire. But what we should not forget, and what we should always say is that we cannot give up on this country.
That's a fact.
So the judiciary is an independent body, and that's why we are having conflict with the Judicial Service Commission.
Okay.
Cannot discipline the Supreme Court judges, because the Supreme Court judges are pulling some what we call doctrine of separation of powers, and now they cannot be put under discipline with the Judicial Service Commission, which is the body that should vet judges and also handle all complaints against them, or judges complaining against anyone. So I think on that the judiciary has very, very able lawyers. I think I would just urge the Law Society of Kenya, together with the Judicial Service Commission, to sit down and find a balance, or find a solution on how to make sure that the judiciary lives to its stature of being being an arbiter and being a resolution and conflict resolution body that is pro mwananchi, and the what we call the justice the justice mechanisms will favor the one on the right and not the one on the wrong. Yeah, that's what I have to say on the judiciary, because unajua wanasemanga wanasemanga sheria iko na mkono mrefu, itashika wowote.
Right.
So I think on the scales of justice, the judiciary should just work with the Law Society of Kenya, because it is one body that I will tell you, you cannot compare with the executive, which is an appendage of the president and a marketplace. You cannot compare the judiciary with the executive. The executive, you have seen that all it does is hold on to money, and instead of making health better, it's giving to churches, individual churches. And we've seen cabinet secretaries who were stooges. You saw what happened with the vetting. It was a national embarrassment. Didn't inspire anything in anyone. They were just there. It was a what we call an academic exercise, just to make sure that as per the constitution, they were vetted by the parliamentarians. But most of them were not competent, but as the headline said, not competent, but they passed the test and they were appointed to cabinet secretaries. So if you look at the three arms of government, the one that has actually stood the test of time and actually has had the less complaints is the judiciary. So the most we can do is just pray that the stakeholders, who are the lawyers, judges, and the bodies that govern the judicial system, can put stringent measures to make sure that we don't have judges who are acting, who are taking bribes and not delivering justice to those who go before them.
We can definitely agree to disagree on that. But before you move forward, before you actually tell us which constituency you're going to be vying for in your agenda in the coming 2027 election, you talked about the young generation taking in their votes. And we have Kalaluri. Is it Kalaluri? What's his name? Halaluri. Actually talking about
Only
young people
Halwale.
taking, yeah, taking in their votes.
Young people of Kenya, the answer is not for you to ban parliament. Young people of Kenya, without parliament, there can be no nation. Kwa sababu bunge ndio inapatia kila jamii kuwakilishwa hapo, ndio ajenda yenu inazungumzwa kuwekwa katika bajeti ya serikali. Gen Z, jibu sio kuvamia State House. Jibu ni hivi: endeni mshike vitambulisho, mjisajili kama wapigaji kura. We want you in 2027, you give us the best president that Kenya deserves, and you give Kakamega the best governor that Kakamega deserves. Na wewe usichanganyikiwe, viti ni mbili katika katiba ya Kenya, mbili peke yake: kiti ya rais wa Kenya na kiti ya governor wa Kakamega, kwa sababu hizo ndio ofisi zenye ziko na mabilioni ya kubadilisha na kuinua maisha yetu. I beg you, mshike kura.
That's it from Haluale, talking about the same thing you've mentioned right away.
No, I'll just mention it quickly again. You see, this is a politician who's in Senate.
Yeah.
Why did young people go to the street? It's because they talked to the representatives to do
Yes.
their job in parliament, which is oversight, legislation, and representation. But they didn't do. So
That's
there was that rage that piled up, and they said, now if we delegated this power to you, because it is delegated power from the people as per Article 1 through representatives, and you're not doing the right thing, that is why they went to parliament. So he's speaking as a politician.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him, but that's number one. Then number two, on before I come on the coalitions and everything, let me go to the presidential. What he's talking about there, it is not about the president and the governor. We want systems to work from the MCA, the MP, governor, like you've said, the system to work. Because if the system is working, no one will feel like they're being left out as a Kenyan. So I think he's speaking as a politician in his background there. For me, I want young people to interrogate the ideas, the ideology, the track record. Who is this person? Can we trust him? Then, another thing about political support that we need to know is that you don't give support blindly. When you support someone, when they do wrong, you need to call them out.
Yeah.
I wrote protest letters to recall a member of parliament just because now they have watered down the bill in parliament. They made it impossible. I have written protest letters on the abductions to the international community. We wrote protest letters for the Netherlands king and queen not to come here because internationally we don't look good as a country. You saw we lost the EU seat because diplomatically we had a lot of diplomatic blunders. So for me, I think the bottom point is transformative leadership. Transformative leadership will come from track record. People see what you do. I can give you an example. I don't know if it's a good example, but sometimes work that is done, you cannot take you cannot take wanasema there's a saying that ganga muue lakini haki yake mpe.
Is it Ibrahim Traore? Maybe he's the one doing amazing.
No, it is not Ibrahim Traore. If you check your records, there were awards on the best for performing MP on utilizing the CDF fund. Number one was Babu Owino.
But he's still a politician, right?
Exactly. Now that is a track record. That is track record. I'm not talking about the person of Babu Owino, what he has done. But you've seen where I want to buy, which is Kasarani. They're asking, where is the 150 million CDF going? What is Karauri? I've seen it's trending somewhere with some personal stuff. But what you're saying is that as a leader, what are you doing for your people? Yeah. Ibrahim Traore is not even an example for Kenya. He's an example for the whole continent.
Of course. He's an African.
For the whole continent. That is a person that each and every president should go and benchmark in Burkina Faso today.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to incite anyone, but we saw the way he took power. He didn't take it democratically, because these democratically elected governments are the ones that are making us miserable by the day. He took the presidency, and we've seen the neighbors Mali. We've seen some of the neighbors taking the presidency through military coups, but they're doing better than democratically elected presidents. So I think it's food for thought. But for Burkina Faso, it's a case study that all sitting presidents in Africa should go there and benchmark that guy.
Because now let me go to the system has not been designed to work for us.
Yeah. So let me go to the coalitions. So Kenya is a republic. What is a republic? A republic is a country that is governed by a constitution. So we're not a banana republic. So the other thing that I wanted to just imply is that when the constitution was written in 2010, they said now for you to qualify to win for the presidency, you must garner 50+1, or you go for a runoff. We know that, right? So for you to garner 50+1 in Kenya since the 2010 constitution, you cannot garner it alone. I don't know what magic you can use. You need to work with a team of people, work with a coalition. Okay? So that's why we are forming the coalition we are forming. It's called the People's Coalition. My party leader, Eugene Wamalwa, is a principal. Okay. He's a principal in the coalition. We have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Martha Karua, we have Matiang'i joining in. George Natembeya is a deputy party leader in Kenya. And we have the reality that maybe people don't want to talk. The head of the opposition right now, the figurehead of an opposition right now, because of the demographics that even myself, I cannot fight. It's a reality in Kenya. Is the former immediate deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, who is controlling the mountain. Yes, he's controlling the mountain. No matter how we look at it, we want ideal politics. The reality, we have to work with the reality to get to better. So that is the coalition we are forming, and I am vying for the Kasarani parliamentary seat.
As a member of parliament?
As a member of parliament. That is what I'm vying for. Under the coalition banner, I will be under that banner. We have not yet decided, we have not yet signed anything because we're waiting for Gachagua to form his party in May.
Okay.
And yes, I mean, we, like I told you, you need to be in an organized outfit, or else everything that we are doing will be waste. I'll give you an example. A live example. You saw Morara Kebaso. He was at some point with our principals. And then you've seen a video surfacing the other day, him saying that one of our principals maybe is a tribalist. So I'll tell you something about young people.
Okay.
Morara Kebaso went to the registrar of political parties and reserved a name. I have been part of forming a political party.
Okay.
A full outfit. You reserve a name, then you have transitional registration,
Okay.
and then you're fully registered. After you comply with the 24 counties, you have to have 2,000 in every county and supporters and everything, and a party list.
Okay.
Morara has reserved a name. You cannot vie in Kenya under a reserved name. It's not a political party. Inject is a reserved name. So
Okay.
that is where I want us to look at, like I said.
Mhm.
If we are really serious, I myself, I cannot form a political party. I don't have the financial muscle right now. The requirements are and the logistical nightmare. So I said I'll join an outfit that supported the Gen Z, because DAP Kenya supported the Gen Z movement all through. You can check. My party leader supported the Gen Z. He went for the burial of Rex Masai. It's all there in the media. So that's what I'm saying. So Morara keeps talking about alternative leadership as a young person, but he's not setting the ground, the foundation of taking power. The foundation of taking power in Kenya is not speaking on the failed projects. What is the solution you're giving? What is the solution? I'll tell you the solution I'm giving. I am offering myself for leadership. I did in the last term. They didn't give me my votes were not enough. I think that's what politicians say.
Okay.
Now again, I'm coming. I'm going to present my agenda. It's a very organized and well drafted agenda, because I know the problems of the people of Kasarani, and it will be aligned to my role in Parliament: oversight, legislation, representation. People, MPs have this have diverted their minds from doing the parliamentary work to being contractors because of the CDF fund, NGCDF fund, which is unconstitutional. They get around 150 million. So they become the contractors on the roads in their constituencies, and they become the cheerleaders of Matangas, going to give handouts and 5,000 for bursary. That is not impactful for me. Some of them have done well. They have built, I saw Peter Salasia, who's a member of our party,
Mhm.
has built a technical training institute. That is a good job. But the constitution has declared national government constitutional development fund unconstitutional. So we need to concentrate on this money that is remaining at the executive through parliament. Senate is there to make sure that devolution works. The role of a senator is to make sure that money that is going to your county is enough for the development agenda, is enough for sustainability, and is enough also to improve the lives of your constituents. So I think um, some of the solutions that I will be offering is to make sure that I am in that house on the Hansard, on record, making sure that I am doing the job that I was elected to do, and make sure that it is impactful to the people back here. When the money is sent, it is accountable and things are working on the ground. That is the only way we can say that we are impactful leaders.
Right. But
For
I feel
now,
also
all I see
in
is
regards to
politics, party politics.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, in regards to the maybe this generation, I feel like they're trying to actually break out of a system which doesn't really work for them. And that's why I feel like maybe they may not fall into the category of trying to do everything that in quotes it's regarding of them, because it has never worked. It doesn't
I want
work.
to ask I want to ask you a practical question, Waton. A Gen Z, Morara is a Gen Z, right?
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm giving an example of someone
For
who's
sure.
already in the
Yeah.
political scene.
I'm saying
So
okay. Mm-hmm.
yes. So uh, maybe you could tell me that
Mm-hmm.
him saying he's a presidential material, has he inspired an outfit of young people behind him, and you've seen them going and saying, we want Morara to form this party so that we can buy behind it? Have you seen that? Let's be practical.
Mm-hmm.
Morara Kebaso, the way I know him, he's a good guy. He's done a good job with the. He's done a good job with the pointing out the ills of this administration. But I will tell you something. I have I have my connections in the political circles. It is true that he was looking for the president. So I think also some of these individuals are selfish and they're lying to the cameras. But
Right.
behind the scenes, they want to join the gravy train. They want to join the gravy train and eat with the status quo. I'll give you another example. A very bright young man. I really like him. He has a good command of the English language.
Maybe you know him.
What is his name? This guy who was in Gen Z protests. What is his name? I keep
Marco
forgetting it.
Ray? Is it Marco Ray?
So, sorry?
K Samuel? K Samuel?
Casmuel Makore.
Yes.
So I want to give you a practical example. I am happy. He has not denied that he joined ODM because he saw that's where his ideology fits.
Yeah.
But who is in government with Ruto?
We definitely
Who is in
know.
government?
ODM.
DM is in government. They have
Yes.
cabinet secretaries. The other day, 7 state departments. One state department is funded a tune of not less than 100 million. They have formed 7 state departments with principal secretaries, principal and administrative secretaries that have been given to ODM. Okay,
Right.
so you cannot claim to be fighting for the people and still this public money that is supposed to go to development is paying political promises and political cronies.
Right.
So what on I want this conversation on leadership of young people to be
Alrighty.
very practical.
As
To
we're
be very
winding up.
practical as we wind up. I want it to be very practical. We've not touched on the debt. We've not touched on the debt burden and everything, but it's fine.
Alrighty.
As we
You
wind up,
join us on Wednesday.
yes.
Yeah.
As we wind up a Waton, I'm calling upon the Gen Z and the millennials. You cannot leave out the millennials and everyone else because this country belongs to all of us in equal measure. But the young people are the fuel for the future generations. They're the ones who are going to form industry and capital. Let them approach leadership with a mindset to change the status quo, not radically, because radically it would mean the Burkina Faso way, which is not possible at the moment, but very structurally, very organized. Thank you.
I definitely agree with you. Re-strategizing and reorganizing is definitely what we need to do for sure. We need to do that because we have a generation that are super awakened. They know what's wrong. They know what's going on, what's not going on. They can definitely actually put in the puzzle together. Thank you so much, Mr. Erickson Othiambo. Good luck on your not presidential seat. Oh my God, maybe in the future, who knows? On your seat coming in the year 2027.
Yes, we also going to take over the presidency. We are planning ourselves. So
who
I will
actually
invite you.
pointed out.
I will invite you for the state dinner, and I will also invite you in parliament for
Thank
Bunge
you.
when I take over.
He's going to invite you for the inauguration era time. He's going to invite you for the inauguration. Hope he's not criminal like Ruto. You'll be all right.
I don't want to be followed up.
Because I don't know. As long as he don't start no objections.
Okay, thank you so much and goodbye.
That would be great.
It was
I
great
wish you all
being
the
here.
best. Thank you
That
so
was a
much.
great it was a great conversation you guys had.
Thank you so much. Mr. Newsom. Your last words,
Bye.
Mr. Newsom, as we wind up. Bye bye. Take care.
My last words that Africa is the future. You must get rid of the corruption. You must learn to unite. Tribalism has got to go away. Shout out to the youth who's understanding this. Your goofy tribalism is what kept you poor. You loving white people is what kept you poor. You got to get rid of your tribal nonsense. It's 2025. You're not children anymore in Africa. So you got to know that. So great conversation there, Tom. Very
Thank
good.
you so
Very,
much.
very good interview. Very great. If I kept my mouth shut here, Tom, shut up.
You tried today. That's amazing.
It's amazing. Get out of here. Every time. Wherever I go, I keep, even though I talk a lot, but when I always shut my mouth and listen so I can acquire more knowledge from other people. So I wanted to see what the young man was saying, so I got to shut up.
Definitely understand our culture.
Irritan said, that's amazing. Get out of here.
Thank you so much, Emily, for the ones who basically rewatch this later. That was Erickson Odhiambo. He'll be vying for the Kasarani seat as the member of parliament, and he's part of the coalition on the opposition party. I'm trying to actually get things in constructive, but also download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhot5radionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot 5 Radio logo on it. Before we move forward and close app, let's listen in to the health and benefits of multivitamin.
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
$32.90. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world, and let's redefine Africa as we redefine ourselves. Much love. Bye.
Feel the freshness, Irritan.
To all of my brothers and sisters on the African continent.
Ashwagandha.
Black Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. You're now listening to the best music.